Hi, I'm Lauren Grace. I'm an evidential medium and a seer, and I'm the owner-operator of Lauren Grace Inspirations. I'm a channel of the light and work with spirit guides, angels, the higher self, and passed over loved ones to provide you with support, clarity, and encouragement. Using oracle cards, mediumship, and clairvoyance, my readings will leave you feeling comforted and empowered. I have various reading options available, ranging from 30-minute readings to 60-minute readings to group sessions, all online or in person. I also work with professionals to help them gain clarity in business and life purpose. To book a reading with me, simply head to laurengraceinspirations.com. Hello, welcome. I'm a couple minutes late. I'm just setting up my music. Full disclosure, my dog didn't want to come inside. That's what happened. And I finally won. I won that battle because I enticed him with a bone, and apparently that's what did it. Okay, so I'm here now. Welcome to the show. I'm Lauren Grace. I'm the owner-operator of Lauren Grace Inspirations, and I'm a medium and I'm a seer, and I'm also a business mentor. So if you are a spiritual professional and you have a business, I love combining my love of business with spirituality. And I actually think that you can take your business a lot further if you have spiritual inclinations, let's just say, because you would understand a little bit more about energy and be open to divine guidance from your guides and your passed over loved ones. Okay, you're like, girl, let's just get started. Okay. I hear you. Let's just take a moment, though, together to come and arrive. I'm going to, what deck I have so many decks today, but I'm going to start with this 7 Energies deck, which is one of my tried and true faves. Okay, but let's just take a moment and just settle in. And I just want you to close your eyes wherever you are. If you're driving or operating heavy machinery, please don't do this. I want you to settle in. Put your left hand on your heart if you feel called to, and your right hand on your left. Just going to take 3 cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth whenever you're ready. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, and out through the mouth. And if it feels comfortable for you, I just want you to say yes to the affirmations that I present to you, or repeat them in your head or out loud. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am secure. I am brave. I am confident. I am compassionate. I am peaceful. I am. It's done. Beautiful. I see all like these pink sparkly lights everywhere. I'm like, yeah, that's what we want. See, when you're working with spirit, it's always best if you can be connected at a heart level, if you can open up, if you can be in a good mood. You know, these are all things that are super important. So thank you all so much for being here. I would love to know, are you reading anything at the moment? Are you listening to any podcasts? Have you checked out my podcast, the Afterlight podcast? New episodes every Thursday. I would love it if you would give it a go. There are so many wonderful episodes on there, and there are so many episodes to come as well that are just next level. I recorded one today, and it was just going to blow your mind, basically. So super awesome. Okay, so you probably know the drill. If you're new here, can you let me know? And if you have a question or you want some clarity on something, like a theme, that would be great. If not, let's just see what Spirit has to say to you. I'm also a medium, so I will check in and see if there's any spirit here that wants to come in. And you can book private readings with me. So just find me over on Facebook, Lauren Grace Inspirations, or head to laurengraceinspirations.com. And one final thing, and then I'll get to it, is I also have a special event coming up on the 29th. That's in 2 days. Tickets are done selling tomorrow. So if you want to join me for that, it's an evening of spirit. It's where we're going to be talking about spiritual subjects. So this isn't readings. This is about spiritual development. This is about you maybe being curious about past lives or your purpose here, or psychic investigation, or learning different psychic skills. It's going to be all about that. So if you are interested in that, then you can grab the ticket, Soul Deep Discussions, over on my website. Send me a DM, or I've also put a link for it here in the comments. All right, awesome. Let's rock. Let's do it. Okay. Let me see what we got. Jason Asbel said he signed up for a class to help me grow. What class did you sign up for, Jason? I'll pull a card for you, no problem. I'd love to know what class you signed on for. I'm always interested in that. And where are you from? All right, let's just see what we get. I feel like this is not the right deck for you at all. So let me pull a different deck. I'll pull that one. Actually, I will pull... It's like playing Tetris. I will pull 5,000 decks for you. All right, so what we'll do, I'm actually going to try to do faster readings today so I can serve more people. So let's see how we go. So for you, Jason, I'm going to pull a life purpose card for you, and then we'll get a bit of clarity as well from the shaman's dream. So let's have a look. Okay, and remember, you're from Kansas. Braun Lees. Flip the script. I don't actually know what that is. I'll write it down. I'm interested. Flip the script. Cool. Check it out. All right, let's see what we got here. Just looking and listening and feeling in as well. I'm feeling stuff going on in my throat chakra right here. So I feel like maybe there's things that aren't being said, or maybe because I'm really focused on life purpose and supporting you with life purpose, I really feel like maybe you have actually something to do within the communication sector. So it could be, writing a book. It could be communicating on videos. It could be having a podcast. Having a podcast actually made me feel a lot of confirmation. So I'm not sure whether or not that's something that you've looked at doing, but having a podcast is very often a really great platform for you to be able to speak your truth, for you to be able to start building the community around certain subjects. I get that. Thank you. One of the things that they're telling me to remind you is that when we overcome adversity and we can teach other people to do the same thing, we can really start to rally the troops and build community around that. Now, I was listening to Social Media Mastery, and I was listening to a really interesting speaker on there. And he was basically talking about how he started a Facebook group all about deer hunting. And that was just what everybody was interested in. And then mushroom foraging, morel mushrooms or something like that. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that no matter what your interest, that there's always going to be a community that you can build within that. And the riches are in the niches. So it's all about niching down. It's all about figuring out, okay, I don't need to serve every single person, but maybe I want to serve people that have gone through these experiences similar to my own, and I can teach them how to do. You just started a blog. That's awesome. That's awesome. Keep with that. I really feel called, though, about the podcast thing. So have a think about that. If you look at, there's so many resources out there for you. I actually record my podcast using a Zoom. I edit in Audacity, and I use these headphones. I have another set of headphones, but this is so good because it just really takes the vocal quality is so good. It doesn't pick up the whole room or anything. Okay, everyone's like, girl, what about me? Okay, I'm focused. Okay, so Jason, what we got for you? Funny. Hello. I started a blog. Hello. So one of the things that they're talking to, initially the first card that I pulled for you was actually the crystal card. So it's really talking a lot about the crystals and crystal kingdom. So it could be that, maybe you're a sensitive energy. I do feel like that from you that you're deep. So it could be that there's actually work that you can do within the elementals and getting confirmation on that. And they are talking to you. They are confirming your desire to do writing as well. So, I feel really called to keep talking about the podcast. But when you think about the podcast, you can actually write your blog and then you can actually share it by basically reading the blog or talking about it freestyle using the different points that you've used. So when you're also generating content, it's always good if you can kind of like break the content up and share it across different platforms. Anyway, one of the things that they're talking about is that there's also a situation. It's really interesting here because I see a dog here and I did really want to talk about a dog in spirit, but I can't really see him just yet. I was just feeling there's like a dog in spirit. And then we got this dog here on this card. So I'd like to know whether or not that's relevant for you. One of the things that they are talking about is walking away from a situation in order to resolve it. So if you're going through something at the moment, I feel like there's a communication thing that's kind of going on. Sometimes we really want to control the situation, but at times like that, sometimes it's important to really relax and let go. One of the books you might be interested in checking out is called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. I also feel emotional in telling you that. Michael Singer also has a lot of courses online. I haven't taken any of his, but I've read his book. I've read that book twice and I read The Untethered Soul already as well. He's absolutely amazing. I think you might really connect with his energy. Michael Singer, The Surrender Experiment. Okay. And so, and you lost your dog, your best friend. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I felt a dog energy here. It was so strong. And then we got this card. I'm so sorry about that. So okay. One of the things that they're talking about is it's okay for you to grieve, right? Allow yourself to grieve and allow yourself to take the time that you need. I just interviewed a person on the podcast today, and it's going to be going live, that episode, next week. And one of the things that she was talking about is losing her cat and just feeling like she really lacked passion for a long time, like she didn't have the drive to do things. And it was really just a process that she had to go through to allow herself to grieve in order to heal, and then in order to kind of step up and move forward. So it's really important that you remember that when we can remove ourselves from a situation, things can gradually unfold where they're meant to, that they can kind of gracefully resolve themselves. But also in terms of healing, it's allowing yourself to go with those emotions. But I think it's also about seeing what you can do to support yourself. And I'm really feeling like the Crystal Kingdom might be really helpful for you. They're telling me to talk to you about maybe getting like a rose quartz. Rose quartz is unconditional love. It can also help you with that. But there'll be a lot of other crystals, and I'm not an expert in crystals, although I have a crystal expert coming up on my show soon. But there are a lot of crystals that you can use as well for grieving. So I think that might be really helpful. Okay, I'm just going to see if I have one more message for you, and then I will keep moving on. It's like I want to talk about for your dog, like I want to mention Spike or Spidey or something like that. Sounds like Spike, sounds like that. I feel like there's like an SP kind of around that. If you want to let me know, I'd just be curious to know. I don't always get the names, but sometimes I do. So I always like to say what I get, and then we kind of see. I'm feeling a lot of emotion and heart space when I'm connecting with that energy, that dog energy. I also feel like it's like a medium-sized dog and really kind of tough. That's the way that he presents to me. I'm going to pull one more card for you and then we'll see. But please do check out Michael Singer. Keep going with the blog. You were definitely meant to write. One of the things that's really interesting, I was listening to Rachel Rogers and her podcast, and I was listening to some throwback episodes from her, and she was talking a lot about articles that she's written. And then she actually repurposed a lot of those articles into her book. So just remember that your blog is a lot of material for a book, and that's really exciting. Oh, his name is Max. Okay. Was there anything to do with spikes? Like, did he have a spike on his collar? Did he have any kind of spike? There's like a spike kind of a reference. So even if you just want to think about it and let me know, but it's like, I want to talk about spikes for some reason. Spidey, spikes, something like that. Spider-Man, Spidey. I don't know. There's like an SP thing that I can't quite get. So I'll just see if anything else drops in. Otherwise I got to keep moving. Okay. They're talking a lot about change coming up and new beginnings. And because this is a water card as well, talking a lot about emotion, a lot about intuition. So keep following your intuition, keep following your emotions, keep remembering to surrender. Good luck with this new program that you're into. Check out Michael Singer's work, The Surrender Experiment. I'm sending you a lot of support as well for your dog, for Max. And just remember, you can talk to him and he's there, he's with you. You might sense him actually on the right-hand side, especially. And I'm just sending you a lot of support. And thank you so much for reaching out here. Okay. The SP thing, though, Jason, keeps coming back for me. I don't know. Like, go to work that out. Okay. All right, who do we have, y'all? Welcome, welcome. We've got 37 people watching across all the platforms. I'm streaming this over on Spiritual Events Directory, Represent, and my YouTube channel, and also my Facebook page, Lauren Grace Inspirations. All right, let's see what we got here. And just remember that, you know, when I am looking at people's comments, that I just wait for Spirit to tell me, go, that one. And then the way that I do that is I always just know that, you know, I'm trying to serve as many people as I can. And I know somebody's thinking, girl, you tried to have short readings and you just gave a 20-minute reading. I know, but sometimes I have certain intentions and Spirit has another intention. Okay, Jess Robertson, let's do it. Welcome. Hey, girl. Let's do this. I'm just looking, listening, feeling into your energy. 1 second. I feel really sad. I feel like there's a lot of emotions going on and all around like the heart space. Yeah, it feels like there needs to be some grief that's kind of released here. I feel like there's a bit of, if you kind of think about it in terms of like rain clouds, I feel like there's a little bit of rain clouds there. I feel like there's some grief that needs to be relieved. So I don't know if you need to have a good cry or whether or not you're just holding a lot of stuff in. One of the things that I realized as well for myself is that I'm empathic. And so what I tend to do, or I did for a long time, and I'm working through that now, is I tended to kind of like try not to feel my emotions all the time because it was really difficult for me to discern if I was feeling my own stuff or other people's stuff. So I just want you to have a look at whether or not, oh, your dad passed away. I'm so sorry. Your dad passed away 7 months ago. Oh, yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to say was just about grief and being empathic is that sometimes we take on a lot of stuff from everyone else. So I feel like you feel like a lot of responsibility to be carrying a lot of weight. Are you doing that? Are you feeling like you really need to be like the strong one? Are you needing to kind of carry everyone along? How are you doing with that? Let's take another couple of cards here. I'll see if he pops in. Ooh, there's a lot of emotion. I feel a lot of emotion. We'll just sort of see what happens. Because I do power readings, sometimes Spirit just knows it's going to take me too long to make that connection. Like it'll take me more than a minute or something. So, but we'll see if he comes in. I want to invite him in if he wants to come in. I'll just put it out there. Just get my guides to help me as well. Bring in some mediumship if that is for the highest good. Thank you. Is there anyone named John in the family or, you know, connected to your father or yourself? I'm getting the name John was really loud and clear. Need to acknowledge that. I struggle to work out what emotion is what. Yeah, it's overwhelming. One of the things about, okay, when you're overwhelmed, you need to come back to your breath, okay? This is the best technique for you. Are you ready? If you have a pen or a paper, please write this down, but this is basically what you do. And for anybody else who's watching, if you're struggling with being overwhelmed, if you're struggling with overwhelming grief and you're just not really sure what to do and you're just feeling like a lot, this is a simple exercise that you can do to help you, okay? Number one is called box breathing. So what you do is you actually breathe in for a count, you hold, you breathe out for a count, and you hold. So you breathe in for 4. So it's in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. And the idea is that if you can do that around 6 times, that it's going to slowly start to calm you down a little bit. Now, another thing that you could do is you could go, okay, I notice I feel an emotion. Where am I feeling that in my body? Am I feeling that in my heart? Am I feeling that in my tummy? Can I label that emotion? Can I notice, okay, taking some breaths. I notice I feel emotion in my heart. I notice that's grief. Coming back to my breath. Coming back to my breath. So it's really a lot about you sort of stepping out and becoming the observer. What often happens is that we get sucked in to thinking that we are our emotions, we are our thoughts. And then it's like we're kind of drowning in the sea of emotion, right? In the sea of pain. And, you know, like for me, sometimes I spiral, right? Like a crazy person where I just go over and over and over again. And what we need to do is we need to see if we can separate ourselves from that and become the observer. And what I was saying to Jason earlier is there's that book called The Surrender Experiment. And if you're not a book reader, get the audiobook. It is absolutely incredible. But what it talks a lot about is surrendering to the moment. I get that. And what they're talking about is we suffer when we want things to be different than they are and when we can't accept what is. And when you can learn to accept, and I'm not saying like feel good about it, like, no, it's shit. It is not good, right? It sucks, but accepting it allows you to start to heal and accept it instead of almost like fighting against yourself because you want things to be differently than they are. So I see a lot of you are leaving comments and being really vulnerable. And thank you for sharing your story. And Jess, thank you for being like somebody who's assisting a lot of other people here to share their grief. One of the things that you want to remember is that it's okay to feel bad and to grieve. And then there's these tools you can use, like coming back to your breath, becoming the observer, you know, writing a letter. I want to talk about John. Who's John, Jess? Is there a John that's, I'm getting that name again. I'm not saying it's for your father. I'm just saying that I keep hearing that name. So there's something going on there. But one of the things that you can do, you guys, and this is for you, Jess, but it's also for anyone that's watching, Kelly Prince. Yeah, the book is, I'll write it down in here. It's called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. And he also wrote The Untethered Soul. And those books are game changers. They will just change your life. I can't even tell you. And if you guys want to go to another level again, Eckhart Tolle's work, Eckhart Tolle, I always call him Eckhart Tolle, but Eckhart Tolle, everything he does, because he teaches you to stop being your story. He teaches you about ego. He teaches you about how we have this desire to suffer and how when we become in the present moment and we accept things as they are, then we can begin to heal, basically. Magic work. Okay. I'm going to pull one more card for you, Jess, and then I'm going to move on because my intention was to do quick readings today, and I've done two. Not sure who John is. Okay, yeah, just have a think about that. I don't know why I heard it twice. I don't know. It's like a little, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like I want to talk about a little boy or something. Is there maybe a grandfather or something like that? Think that level as well. I don't have anything coming through right now. I'm open to it, but I really honestly feel like Spirit, what they do is they go, you have other things to say right now. And I feel like by helping all of y'all with like dealing with grief and stuff, I feel like that was a big part of it. So I'm sorry, but I really feel like that was a major part of it because it's a lot about giving you guys strategies to move forward in life. Because one of the things that's important is that we have to feel our emotions, but then we need to choose that we want to feel something different as well. So if you want to grieve, grieve. If you don't want to grieve, but you need to grieve, grieve. And then go, you know what? After I have my cry, I'm going to put on a piece of music that makes me feel better. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to sunbake in the sun for a little bit. I'm going to call a friend and just, you know, have a crack and have a joke about like funny stories. I'm going to listen or watch something funny. You know, it's important that we do some of these small things to slowly and surely choose life. All right, I'm going to pull one more card and then we will continue. We will continue along the path of inspiration. Time machine. This is number 3. Okay. Time machine. So this card for you, Jess, is number 3. 3 is a lot about strength. It's about creativity. It could also be about fertility. So an actual baby. For me, it's often about communication as well. So if you're wanting to write a letter to your dad, just write a letter. He'll get it. He'll get it. And if you feel frustrated or anything like that, write a letter. I was interviewing a fabulous woman today named Simone Lee, and she was talking about having 2 journals, like a dumping journal and then a journal for good, for happy thoughts and things like that. You need to dump, just dump. There's nothing wrong with that. You can just burn that as well and let it go. This is also talking a lot about learning from past events. I think that what they want you to remember is how strong you are, how resilient you are, how brave you are. Okay. And you got a whole team working with you. Like, my God, I don't know if anyone's ever told you, but I really feel like you've got like some seed, like some star seed energy as well. I really want to talk about the star seeds when I'm connecting with your energy. I really feel there's like a spirit guide here, really, really tall, like probably about 8 foot, 9 foot, all silver, really, really thin, all silver. And I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on third eye and clairvoyance here. So if you're wanting to develop that. Okay, my sister, I'm going to move on now. I'm sorry I didn't get your dad to come through today, but I really feel like there were other messages that needed to come through, and I hope you can understand that. I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of support. Okay, my girl? Okay, who's next, y'all? Well, so many comments. Jess, if you don't know how to grieve this first major loss, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a link to my podcast, to an episode. Let me just bring it up right now. Sorry, guys, just be patient with me. And I interviewed an amazing woman named Marie Alessi, and she lost her husband out of the blue. It was awful. And she was on my show, and she talked a lot about dealing with that grief. And there's some really, really good strategies for you in that episode. Okay. So I'm going to put that in the comments if you want to have a listen to it. And anybody else dealing with grief, have a listen to it. And I'm also going to send you another shorter episode. I do mini episodes on my podcast as well, where I just kind of take parts of the full length conversation. And I've got one called Strategies You Can Use When You're Experiencing Grief and Loss. So I've put the links for you there in the comments. I hope you get them. There's a lot of comments. Hey, thanks everyone for being here. 40 people watching. And the thing, Jess, is just remember to feel your feelings. It's okay to feel your feelings. All right. That is really important, to just allow yourself to feel that. But check out Marie's stuff. I'm getting a hell of a lot of confirmation. Okay. And I really want to encourage you to do that. And please keep me posted along your journey. Okay, my girl. Okay. Who's next? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for all your comments. I'm loving it. Michelle and Borgo. All right, let's do this. Michelle, tuning in from Cairns. I'm up in near Cairns. Hello. Michelle, let me see what I got for you. Whoa. Ugh. As soon as I connect with your energy, Michelle, I'm getting nausea. I feel sick. I'm feeling a lot of stuff going on in my gut, in my solar plexus area. I don't feel very good. If you want to let me know if that's resonating with you. I'm also feeling like just really nauseous and like, not myself. I don't feel good at all. So it's like a really they're really talking about the gut thing here. They're really talking about that. Can you let me know if it's anxiety? Oh, but it's like, it's different for me. It's not showing up. Normally I know anxiety, and this feels different because it's making my face all messed up, right? It's making me feel like nausea. Like I feel really nauseous. So I'm just going to write that down. So if you're feeling a lot of anxiety, okay, yes. Okay. Yeah. I feel really sick. I don't feel good at all. So I don't know if you aren't feeling good, but if you're feeling what I'm feeling here, you may need to get it checked, just go and check it out with your doctor. Okay. I'm not a doctor, but I feel really off. You're allergic to gluten. Did you eat any gluten today? Because, there's something that's going on with that. Okay. So I just need to acknowledge that. That's really coming in strong for me. I get that. Thank you. They're talking a lot about doing some healing of the gut. I feel like that really needs to happen. So they're really telling me that that's really important, that you do focus on doing that healing. There's a lot of healing that needs to happen. Okay. They're also showing me green light energy. I feel like you could actually be working with the angels. So if you want to call in Archangel Raphael, that would be really good. Archangel Raphael can come in and can heal you. I get that. Thank you. Oh, one of the things that they're also talking about, oh man, I feel so much energy connecting with you right now. It's really cool. It's weird because sometimes I can't like articulate. Okay, so I get that. What I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just listening for a minute because I'm just getting like some crazy download. Oh, I know. Okay, so one of the things that they're talking about is like healing the solar plexus as well. So it's not just the food and stuff. It's actually like taking the time to heal the solar plexus chakra and to heal the middle section. Yeah. So the solar plexus chakra is this middle area here. So what I want you to do is I want you to spend a little bit of time just kind of like holding on to it, like hugging it, almost caressing it, loving it. I get that. Thank you. They're talking about asking it. Yeah. They're asking, okay, they're saying, ask it what it has to teach you. Okay. So when we have certain things happen to us, like I've had issues similar. I'm not allergic to gluten, but similar. And I was like, what is the lesson here? What is this trying to show me? And for anybody here that's dealing with an ailment, dealing with pain, anything like that, you want to ask it. You want to go in and you want to go, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? Because life is working for you, not against you. Okay. And you want to know, well, my answer for myself, which may resonate with you, I don't know. It was about relax and let go. It's so interesting. Today's theme is a lot about surrendering and releasing and relaxing and letting go and allow us to feel our emotions and allowing us to process things so we can move forward. It's about taking the time to go, yes, what is the lesson here? It's not only what is the lesson, what does this have to tell me? What does this have to teach me? What am I learning? So for me, it was like, girl, you need to learn to stop trying to control everything and like allow God and allow spirit to take over and stop being so damn bossy. And I'm like, okay, right. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was subtle, right? So for you, you might be going, okay, well, what does this have to teach me? What the lesson is, if that resonates with you, you use that. What is this here to show me? I want you to look at nurturing yourself. Now, with the solar plexus chakra, color yellow. You can bring in some yellows, eat yellow fruits and vegetables. Nothing gluten, obviously, with yellow. Maybe having yellow flowers around you. Ooh, that would be lovely. Girl, treat yourself to some yellow flowers. Get some yellow flowers around you. And it's about you deciding, you know what? I want to heal this, but I want to heal it on a different level, right? I want to heal it on this level of, I'm going to link you to a really good podcast that you're going to like. And so what you can start to do is you can start to heal the solar plexus as well as the gut. So it's like working together. That's really important. I feel like for you, journaling, if you want to, or doing a little bit of meditation would be really important for you to assist you in figuring out what this is about. I want to link you to, I'm sorry, I am just trying to find this episode link for you. Just give me 30 seconds because it's important. So I interviewed this woman named Dr. Susan Corso, and she was on my show, and she was basically talking about how she feels that everything can be healed if we can learn to heal the chakra system. So I wanted to link you to that episode. I just have to find it. And sorry, this is taking me too long. I thought it was actually just going to take me a second. Oh, but I guess it's my show. So if you guys are okay to wait, okay, here we go. So this is the episode, and it's all about healing the chakra systems. And there you go. And sorry, Amber wrote "come through spirit," and then I wrote "spirit." So anyway, so I've linked you to that there. There's two links there, so I don't think I separated them very well. But basically, you want to listen to part 1 and part 2. And the idea is that you start to look at your chakra system to heal yourself. Okay. So messages delivered. And that's what you get today. I hope that's okay. I really want to serve some other people. Actually, I will pull a card for you because I didn't pull a card for you. I'll pull one card for you and we'll see what we get. But just nurture yourself and look at that. Solar plexus is a lot about courage as well and stepping into your power. So you might want to think about that. All right, let me see. A grand symphony. Ooh, and this is 27. And notice all the yellows and greens here. So we've got the yellow solar plexus, which is kind of in the middle. Isn't that interesting? Kind of like a body. It's right in the middle there. And we've got all that green here. So I feel like this is a lot. Actually, it says a grand symphony. Grand symphony, I mean, obviously that's music. But I feel like it's a lot about messages. It's a lot about listening. Yeah, I get that. listening. I feel like you could be clairaudient. So I want you to start listening to the things that they drop in with little ideas. You might be in the shower and go, Eureka, I've got it, right? So start to listen. I think that's going to be really important for you. Okay, my girl, thank you so much. I hope you found that that was helpful. Okay, who's next? Okay, Amber. I need clarity on a situation. All right. What do you need clarity on, or do you want me to just see what Spirit has to say? You're welcome, Michelle. And I'm in the tablelands, actually, so we're pretty close to each other. All right. Amber. Let me see. That deck is not right for you, so we're going to change. We'll go with this deck. Let's see if this is good. Amber, I'm getting a lot of stuff going on in my head, all the way up back of my neck, right side. That for me is like masculine side, but I'm feeling a lot going on in my head. I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I feel like you're carrying a lot in here. You're doing a lot of thinking. You need to ground. You need to ground. Your homework right now, girl, eat root vegetables, hold heavy things, get some crystals like hematite. You want to get out in nature. Go for a walk on the beach if you can. Go for a swim in some salt water. You need to do go hug a tree. Go out in nature without your phone. You need to do a little bit of grounding because there's so much in your head at the moment that you are stressing things out. Okay, your friend Alex, if she's going to pay me the money she owes me. Okay, number one, I get that. Okay, I'll check. But one of the things I want to say on that subject is that sometimes we need to just let things go and allow them to kind of come back to us. Okay. Now, when we are dealing with a difficult situation, and if anybody listening is dealing with a difficult situation, I want you to listen to this. Okay. I want you to imagine that you've got a bowl of water. We'll see where this is going. You got a bowl of water and it's clear and it's like lovely. You would want to drink it. Okay. And then you start throwing shade at it and you start throwing worry at it and you start throwing hate at it and you start getting pissed and you're throwing that at it and you start throwing like stress on it and anxiety on it, right? Do you want to drink that water now? Now, what if you were like, I'm going to send some peace. I'm going to send some compassion. I'm going to just like relax, maybe send nothing to it, but I'm just going to chill a little bit and I'm just going to allow it to, things to unfold a little bit without throwing all that energy there. It'd be interesting to know how things play. Now, there was a interesting study that was done a while ago with rice and also with water, but basically what the Dr. Emoto, I forget. Dr. Emoto. And basically he did this testing where he was dealing with water crystals. And also, I think he did another one with rice. But anyway, the idea was that he had like 3 jars. Let's use the rice example. So 3 jars of cooked rice. And he had 1 jar and he wrote love and peace on it. And he had 1 jar, he wrote nothing. And he had 1 jar and it was like, I hate you and that sort of thing. And then every day he went and he sent love to the love rice, ignored the other rice. And then he went and sent hate to the one that was like the hate rice. So what happened was the one that was set with love and everything, it was fine. It remained the same. And the one that was ignored, molded. And the one and like got really decrepit. You guys can look the study up online. It's fascinating. And then the one that had all the hate on it, it also rotted as well, although not as bad as the one that was ignored. So I guess what I'm trying to say, I am. I guess what I was trying to say is just that, I want you to stop throwing shade at the situation. I get that. So one of the things they're talking about is sometimes people act the way we tell them to act, right? So if we have a kid and they're being annoying and bratty, we're like, oh, you're being annoying and bratty. And then that kid's like, oh, I'm supposed to be annoying and bratty. But if we were like, God, you're so calm and intelligent and thoughtful, and that's the things, then the kid is like, oh, is that how I'm meant to be? So I want you to think about how you want the situation to, unfold, right? I want you to think about your friend, peace be with you to her, maybe have a heart-to-heart conversation about, girl, like, listen, like we go way back. I really need that cash because I got these, I lent it to you in good faith that you were going to give it back to me. Boom, end of story. Like, don't over dramatize things, that kind of thing. Okay, let me just pull a card for you. Jessica, here's what I'm saying. Thanks, Jessica. I'm glad. What am I doing? I'm pulling the Angel Answers card for you. Okay, let me see. I remember I was looking up Esther Hicks and Abraham Hicks's teachings, and they were talking about bullying at work. I was like listening to a YouTube video about this. And they were like, if someone's bullying you at work or someone's being a jerk at work, start to think about the things that you really like about that person. So maybe even take every day. Okay, here, Amber, try this. Try it because I think it'd be a good exercise. Every day, I want you to write down 1 to 3 things of the things that you like about your friend. Alex, I think you said. I want you to write down 3 things that you really like about her. And I want you to start sending that good vibe, that energy to her, okay? So that's one thing that I would do. Now, after you've done that for a sufficient amount of time, you feel, when you have the conversation with her, see whether or not you can work out a payment plan as well. That might be a good idea, Girl, I really need this money. I lent it to you in good faith. Try not to come at it with a heightened situation. Like, hey, think of something that you love. Like, think of a family member or a pet that you really love and be like, okay, I'm thinking about this pet. I love my pet so much. And then, girl, hey, can we talk about that money that you owe me? I really need it back, and I really lent it to you in good faith. Well, I can't afford it right now. Well, can you work out a payment plan or something like that? And then in your head, you'd be like, peace be with you, peace be with you, peace be with you. Okay, you can definitely do that. Awesome. Do that. Give it a go. I would love to see how it works for you. Please let me know how it goes, but I'll pull 1 card for you and then we'll move on. Because I feel like there's a lot of psychic coming through today, not as much mediumship, but I want the spirits. Bring them in. All right. Okay, so this is talking about getting more information. So I feel for you, do the steps that we've talked about. You could also talk to her about, like, when can you pay it back? But remember, not in an aggressive way. Write down all the things that you love about her before you talk to her. I think that would really help your energy for her. So maybe ask her, like, hey, what's going on? What's the problem? Like, what do you need? And she might go, girl, I've got blah, 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 these things. Okay, well, can we work out a payment plan? Because I'm really feeling that there's a lot of, whatever words you want to say. I'll pull 1 more. It's up to you. Yeah, remember, you're co-creating. You are powerful, sister. You are power. So when you're sending that shade, she's feeling that shade. So I want you to send that love, and I want you to see how it works out. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I know I didn't give you an answer, but Spirit didn't want one. Didn't want to give you one. They wanted to say, girl, work it out because you can. You're power. Let's see how you go. All right. Who is next? Thank you guys so much for all your good vibes. 33 watching across all the platforms. Thank you so much. Please, can you listen to my podcast? Share it with friends. Follow me over on Instagram or Facebook, whatever you feel. And if anybody wants an hour reading or half an hour or a channeled reading or anything like that, I do all that. So you can find that on my website, or you can just find me on Facebook. Okay, Amber, that's awesome, sister. I know you got it. So just keep me posted, will you, on that? Keep me posted. All right. But you gotta let it go too. You gotta just be like, you know what? I'm gonna deal with it when I'm dealing with it, and I'm not gonna think about it when it's not happening, because that's the worst thing that you can do, is just continue on the story. Okay. And what's going on tomorrow? What's happening? What's happening tomorrow? Amber Weaver, tell me. Amber Weaver, what is happening tomorrow? One thing I'm going to say about this is that when you are making decisions in life, okay? This is all psychic today. Thank you, Source. Love it. So when you're making decisions in life, you need to ask yourself, who do I want to be? Who does my future self look like? What decisions do they make? What do they look like? What do they dress like? Right? And then you need to go, how do I become that person? By taking small steps. Now with Amber, I feel anxiety around this issue. I feel a lot of nervous energy around it. one of my particular rules is this. I don't make any decisions from the place of anxiety. I only make, when I say I always aim to, my intention is always to only make decisions from a place of peace, calmness, knowing, and trust. If I feel anxiety about something, I don't do it. What I look for is more information. I sleep on it, or I pivot and I go a different route. So for you, I feel a lot of anxiety. I feel a lot of stress. In my experience, for my own self, on my own journey, run this through your filter. Everyone listening, run it through your own filter, right? I make decisions only when it feels right for me, feels good for me. If it's coming from a place of fear and worry and anxiety, I wait until I feel good about it. And I'm not saying you're going to feel good about a difficult situation. And I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not saying that you're not going to have anxiety around being brave about stuff. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that when you're making a decision, there needs to be, for me, this is the way that I operate. I mean, you guys, you have your own brains. You need to work it out for yourselves, right? But when I'm making a decision, I will go, this is hard, but I know it's right. Or this is hard, but I feel good about moving forward. Now, I get that. Thank you. You guys are so good. Okay. They're telling me to tell you this. And anyone at home making a decision, this is good. All right. What you do is you write down what would be, if I made this decision, what would it look like? Okay. No, they're telling me two different things. Okay. I got to quickly tell you two different things. Here we go. Ready? Number one, when you're making a decision, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine making that decision. And I want you to feel it in your body. Does it make you feel a little bit lighter? Notice your posture. Are you standing straight? Are you hunched over? Are you standing straight or are you hunched over? I want you to notice how you're reacting to that decision. Then almost like clap your hands or do something to kind of like shift that out. Imagine making the other decision. Do you stand lighter? Do you hunch over? Do you feel anxiety? Do you feel light? Start to notice your body, your emotions are guiding you. They're telling you. So envision making one decision versus another one. Then feels different to me. Okay, well, I'll say it, but this feels different. Maybe it's for someone else listening. Maybe it's for you. Okay, maybe it's for everyone. When you're going to make a decision, ask yourself, okay, now I know what I want to do. I'm feeling worried about it still, but I really feel like I need to do that. Okay. Write down what's the worst thing that could happen. And then the worst and the worst and the worst and the worst and the worst, all the way to the end. And then go, all right, now what would I do? How would I fix or deal with that situation? What would be my solution, my plan? And then go, okay, well, what would the best thing be? And then what was the best and the best and the best? And look it up like that. You don't feel good about either one. I think you need to journal this out. I think you need to write it out, journal it out. I get that. They're talking about intention. They're talking about being clear on your intention. Okay? So I want you to grab a journal. I want you to grab a pen. I want you to take a little bit of time to yourself. Throw some Hertz music on, Hertz. That's like really high meditative music. Go to the Meditative Mind on YouTube. And I want you to write down, what is my intention for doing this thing? And I want you to just write it out. And if you don't want to write it out, go for a drive in your car and talk about it out loud. I don't talk that much to myself out loud, but on the weekend, I was talking out loud to myself over and over, I had so many business ideas. I was like, yeah, and then I could do that and that and that. And what I did is I got my app Otter, Otter, and I started recording all of the things that I was saying so I would remember them. So I want you to work it out. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you right now, and then we're going to move on to another person. But I want you to work it out. I want you to take the time and go, what's my intention? I want to feel into my body. How do I feel? about making either decision. What's my intention? And then I want you to feel into your body. I want you to get out of the head, Amber. I want you to get out of the head. I want you to feel into the decision, not think it, feel it. All right, I'm going to pull one card for you. They're talking about success. So that's pretty vague, but also very positive. So this is talking about a success. So I think you need to trust you're going to make the right decision for yourself. Okay? You need to make the right decision. You need to trust yourself to make the right decision. And if you need the support of people around you, of organizations to assist you to make a plan, that's what they're there for. You call those friends, you call those organizations, you set up a plan, you feel good, and you move forward in that, okay? This is a lot about you starting to trust yourself to make decisions for yourself, okay? And you're a strong person, and you can do this. They're not going to, I'll pull one more card for you, but I think what I've already delivered is actually your answer. You need to work it out for yourself, because I would hate to give you a card and then you base your whole thing on that. So this is about communicating clearly. So communicate to yourself what you want, what your intention is, to the other person, to the parties involved. Feels like there needs to be communication stuff going on. And I want you to write that down and look at your intention. And then I want you to feel into your answer. But journal it out, girl. Talk it all out. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Sorry about that if it wasn't. Okay, you guys. So I have 5 minutes left. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little something different just so I can serve all of y'all. So I want you to choose number 1, 2, or 3. You're welcome, Amber. I'm sending you a lot of support, girl. Oh, call in Archangel Michael. He'll be really helpful. You'll like Archangel Michael, please help me. And Archangel Gabriel can really help with communication as well. Okay. Oh, and they're telling me you can work with Archangel Uriel as well. Red, color red, helps a lot with change. Okay, you guys, so choose number 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to pick a card 1, 2, or 3. Okay, because I want to serve as many people. We've got 24 people watching here. So 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to choose 3 different decks, including a life purpose deck. But I'm not going to tell you which one is which. Okay, so choose 1, 2, or 3. Let me know in the comments which one you picked. And I'll also choose an angel answer deck as well. How about that? I'll choose an answer card too, but I'm not going to tell you which one. 1, 2, or 3. Let me know in the comments. And then I've got your answer coming for you. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I know you're spending time on your life being here and hanging with me. I hope you got a lot of value today out of the readings that I gave. It was all psychic. Mostly had little Max come through. But I just want you to know that, you know, you're not alone. That you can always ask your spirit guides and your angels for support and guidance and love. And remember, you know better than anyone else. You know better. Okay. You got to run things through your own filter. You got to take responsibility. You know better. All right. And for my people in the back, number 1, everyone who said number 1, this card is for you. And the answer is take action. So if you are thinking about doing something, take action. If it feels good, do it. You know what Kyle Gray, he talked about on a podcast one time about on the other side of fear is a miracle waiting to happen. So I want you to take some action. So look at this. This is a lot about, you know what? I'm going to just gallop ahead. I'm going to move on forward. I'm going to do it. And one thing I want to say is the moment, I get that. The moment things feel sticky or anxiety or not working, you got to stop. You got to get more information. You got to maybe pivot and then you proceed. So if you're ready and you're number 1, take action. Here we go. Number 2, y'all. Number 2. Thanks, Nikki. Number 2, beyond the ordinary. Ooh, I love that. This is my number 2, people. Beautiful. This is number 45. 4 + 5 is a 9. 9 is all about end of cycle. It's about the culmination of something. It's also about ready to like set you off into the next phase. So this is called beyond the ordinary. I get that. They're talking about thinking outside the box. They're talking about how sometimes you kind of tend to be like narrow focus, like blinders on, and you're forgetting there's this whole world of opportunity out here. So they're telling you to like open up a little bit more to opportunity, open up a little bit more to magic. Believe that something is different is actually possible. Remember, we're co-creating with the universe all of the time. What do you want? Write it down, get it clear. And remember, stop limiting yourself. When I manifest things, I always say for the highest good of all concerned. And then I also say this or something better, right? So consider that you don't necessarily see everything in all your potentiality. So when you're manifesting, when you're putting your wishes and dreams out there for the highest good of all concerned, this or something better. So number 2, these for my 2 people, I want you to think beyond the ordinary. I want you to open up to the magic and miracles waiting to find you. And number 3, this is a life purpose one. This is justice, and it says your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So I think that this could be also a lot about you being an advocate. With justice, for me, it's a lot about balance as well. So there may be a situation where there's like justice is being served, or there's like some kind of a balance of power there. This is a lot about, the fairness and things, working out in a just way. So I want you to come back to what I was talking to Amber about. I want you to come back to intention. I want you to have a think about, what it is that you want. Have a think about your drive, your why behind your purpose, behind the decisions that you're making. And if you've been looking for a sign about whether or not you want to be an advocate or you want to work within the field of justice, law, that sort of thing. I know I'm super passionate about falsely incarcerated people. There may be different groups like the Innocence Project you can get involved in. There's lots of really cool organizations that are really helping to free people to speak up for people, to help have been wronged and dealt with injustice as well. So this is a lot about that. This is a lot about you being an advocate, and I think it's a lot about you being a powerful voice. Okay, thank you so much for being here, everyone. I appreciate your time and your good vibes and your energy. Please, can you share this with your friends and family? Follow me over on Instagram and Facebook, and check out my podcast as well. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. Danielle said that's exactly what I want to do. Yeah, girl, do it. All right, I'll see you guys. I'll be here on Thursday, same time with Elsie Lake, and I'll be back next Monday as well. And stay tuned for the fabulous and super amazing Michelle Price. She'll be up in about 10 minutes. Peace and love. Bye. Hi, I'm Lauren Grace. I'm an evidential medium and a seer, and I'm the owner-operator of Lauren Grace Inspirations. I'm a channel of the light and work with spirit guides, angels, the higher self, and passed over loved ones to provide you with support, clarity, and encouragement. Using oracle cards, mediumship, and clairvoyance, my readings will leave you feeling comforted and empowered. I have various reading options available, ranging from 30-minute readings to 60-minute readings to group sessions, all online or in person. I also work with professionals to help them gain clarity in business and life purpose. To book a reading with me, simply head to laurengraceinspirations.com.